heard that.
Hello YouTubers, and welcome to my Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice movie review. That opening sketch was a bit weird, but now, right off the bat, I'm going to go ahead and just tell you, I loved it. I absolutely loved Batman v Superman, and I'm not being biased because I like the Marvel movies as well. So, because this review is going to have spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, which, go watch it now, but on to the review itself. The story was told greatly. There were parts that could have been taken out, there were parts that could have been extended, much like Man of Steel. The characters were spectacularly translated from book to screen. Henry Cavill is probably my favorite Superman. Ben Affleck is now my favorite Batman. Lex Luthor could have been better, but could have been worse. Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot is just... she's Wonder Woman. She is Wonder Woman. She just did it perfectly. Even with the small amount of screen time she actually did have, she's awesome. Lex Luthor, now let's talk about him. He's actually very different from his comic book counterpart. And I think there's a reason for this. Because he's going to turn into the Lex Luthor of the books. This is like a Lex Luthor origin story, if you will, where he starts off as an awkward, eccentric, weird guy, and then because now he's in prison, he will turn into the bigger, bold, more hardened Lex Luthor that we know and love from the comics. Batman kills people now, but because of the ending of the film, he won't anymore, because he's going to be in Suicide Squad, so really, how can you trust him not to kill the Joker this time around? But I think he will not kill the Joker, I mean. He will not kill the Joker, I mean. Because of the ending, and what an ending it is, Batman will go back to being Batman. The Batman that we all love from the Dark Knight trilogy or from any of the other Batman movies. But people are complaining about Batman killing people. Batman kills people? Who cares? Batman killed people. Michael Keaton's Batman killed people. Batman in the comics has killed people plenty of times. I don't see what that's a big deal. And most of the people that he killed were either by accident or in the nightmare that he had. He didn't really kill that many people. He mainly impaled them or crushed them under his car. Zack Snyder has gone back to his visual flair that he kind of missed out on with Man of Steel. Zack Snyder's films often, almost always, are visually stunning, full of slow motion and beautiful cinematography. Man of Steel, on the other hand, while had amazing visual effects, was full of shaky cam and was not very colourful. He's gone back to the visual style that he's been known for, and what a visual spectacle it is. I'd say it's better visually than a lot of the last couple of years of superhero movies, because there's almost no shaky cam, and even when it is, it's not really shaky cam, more just handheld. The cinematography in this film is amazing. He's gotten rid of the shaky cam from Man of Steel and brought back the way he films his other movies, but with a bit of Man of Steel left over. The visuals during the fight scenes are amazing. The fight scenes themselves are amazing, and the practical effects are actually really well done too. It's not just full of CGI like people claim it is. There was actually a lot of practical effects used in this movie, mainly for example, the Batman fight scenes. And the story itself was actually really well told. I don't see why people are saying it's convoluted or really not well told. Obviously, it could have been edited better. They could have kept some bits or thrown bits out, which is why I'm incredibly anticipating the director's cut or the extended edition or ultimate edition or whatever it's called when it comes out on Blu-ray. I'm definitely going to get it. This movie has been getting a lot of unnecessary flack. The critics are hating this movie, and I don't see why. Batman v Superman has been an incredible introduction to the DC Extended Universe. I can't wait to see more of the DC movies. But I'm incredibly in awe of Zack Snyder's directing ability, especially when it comes to aesthetic. But in storytelling, he's doing a thing that not everyone can watch. And I'm fine with people if they don't like the movie, but this movie is getting an unnecessary amount of bad reviews. It's got a 20-something% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics, and that I do not understand. I'm fine if people want to express their opinion, I'm fine if they didn't like the movie, but to go ahead and just automatically assume that DC is trying to do what Marvel is doing but not doing it as good, or you're just sick of superhero movies. If you go and look at the reviews, half of the reviews have nothing to do with the movie itself, but the ideas of the movie, or some of them feel like they just watched the trailer and judged the movie based on the trailers, which I admit were not very good trailers. If I had gone to see this movie without watching the trailers, I'd probably like it even more than I do already. The little tidbits that we get throughout the movie that are just like references to comic books or references to existing characters that could turn up later on. Like, half of the movie was taken out of this. Half of the movie was taken out of this book, especially including the Batman fight scene. And oh my god, that fight scene! Oh! The little scene where Wonder Woman is looking at the other metahumans was great. I loved it. It's a good little hint at going, you want more? You want more? Stick around, because we've got more. From the 20 seconds of footage that we have of him, Ezra Miller is the Flash. Is just, oh my god, Ezra Miller as the Flash is just great. And we've only seen a few seconds of him even. The security footage and then him traveling back in time. And Doomsday himself was actually done better than I anticipated. When I watched the trailer for this movie, I was like, wow, that's what they're doing with Doomsday? That looks like shit. But when I saw the movie, I was like, that's what they're doing with Doomsday? Holy shit. Opening sequence where we see Batman's parents killed was just beautiful. And I know we've seen Batman's parents killed countless times in countless other movies, but that doesn't mean we can't see it again. Obviously it might be a bit gruesome, but technically we haven't seen Batman's parents killed in this iteration of the DC universe. And it was necessary to see it, because then we see how Batman and Superman stopped fighting. Because Batman ended up seeing that Clark was in fact as fragile as a human can be. In here, people are saying, oh, they just became friends because both of their mums are named Martha. But no, it's because Batman finally realized Superman's just like him. He has parents. He's one of the good guys. This movie probably has one of the best openings ever, in that both the scene where the Waynes are killed, which was stunning. It reminded me of the opening sequence for Watchmen, also directed by Zack Snyder. But also the Metropolis. Mankind is introduced to the Superman. That whole sequence, where you see Superman's fight scene from the Superman vs. Zod fight scene from the end of Man of Steel, from the people down below's perspective, was just staggering. It was awe-inspiring, because you get to see the fights from not the point of view of Superman, but from the point of view of us, the people who would have been down there during the fight. Including Bruce Wayne himself, which is what tips him to believe that Superman is a threat. This whole movie deserves multiple watchings, because I think by watching it multiple times, more people will probably see how things connect to each other, and then they'll probably like it more, or they might not. But it doesn't deserve the immense amount of unnecessary hate that it's getting, okay? Which is my main point, my main problem with critics today. I feel like a lot of them are using this movie as a resource of saying, the superhero genre is overplayed now. But no, it's not. it's just getting started. To wrap up this review, the visuals was stunning, the acting was stunning, the story was incredibly well told, and the movie as a whole was just awesome. There are obviously a few bits that could have been done better. There are obviously a few bits that could have been done worse. I can't wait to see the extended version because I feel like that will be the definitive version and it will be even better than what was seen in the cinema. This is why I give Batman v Superman a 9 out of 10. Let me know what you thought of Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice in the comment section below. I already know I'm going to regret that decision.